All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Global Round 9. It's going to be a Div 1, Div 2 combined, so like everyone's on the same problem set. Should be pretty fun. It was delayed by 10 minutes, so as Light Sam pointed out in the comments, I did get trolled a little bit. I was about to start coding, and then it's like, oh, Mike delayed it. So that's fine. This is written by a lot of members of the AC Discord, so that should be good. Also, it is Independence Day, July 4th. So to those of you who live in the United States, happy Independence Day. To those of you who live outside the United States, you have my sincerest condolences. And to those of you who live in the United States but aren't proud of it, then the great part about it is you're welcome to leave whenever you want. So, yeah. Got a couple minutes left. I've got my template ready. So since this is going to be rated for me, I'm going to have the text a little bit smaller so that I can read more of it a little bit faster. And then my commentary will be a little bit less, I'm going to focus less on commentary during the contest. And then just at the end, I'll go over all the solutions, of course. So if you're interested in that, feel free to skip to the end. I've got my bot running right now, but you can go to cfnotifications.com, and then you can set up this if you'd like. Then you can paste any YouTube URL if you'd like, and then whenever you get a problem right, it'll play this sound effect. If you get one wrong, it'll tell you what test case you got it wrong on as well, so that way you can just move on to the next problem as soon as you'd like. There's also a blog post that I published on that, so if you want to, you just go to my blog. It's going to be this one right here. It describes more details if you're interested. But yeah, good luck, have fun. I hope my rating goes up as much as Monagon's contribution, right? But I guess we'll see. I've heard some scary stories about this problem set. People have said it's going to be the end of the world and all sorts of other stuff. I haven't actually heard any of the problems, of course. I think everybody's pretty good about keeping those under wraps, but maybe this is the version 2 of the world is ending. Will you be there? Will you save us? I remember that problem set from a while ago was quite the meme. So it's possible they'll reference it, kind of like semi-rated rounds. Anyway, it's just stuff from a long time ago. Good luck, have fun to everyone competing. And I'll see you on the scoreboard. At least half of the adjacent differences are greater than 0. At least half of the adjacent differences are less than 0. Make them positive and negative. Yeah, if we just alternate positive and negative, that should be fine. So this is a positive, that's negative. At least half of them are greater than 0. Yeah. Let me just double check. I don't need print writer for this. Pretest passed. Okay. Oh, ton of problems. Jeez. Alright, you can grid with n rows and columns. Each cell has some non-negative integer. We say the grid is good if some conditions hold. It has a number k greater than 0 written on it. And exactly k if its neighboring cells have a number greater than 0 written on them. So, how does this work? We have to note that if the number of cells is 0, there is no restriction on the neighboring cells. You'll have to take any number from the grid and increase it by 1. You may apply this operation as many times as you want to as many numbers as you want. Perform some operations, possibly 0 to make the grid good, or say it's impossible. Can we make the border 2, 3s, 2s, etc.? And then all 4s? Yeah, so, okay. Should be pretty easy, I think. Boarded xy equals the next int. Okay, and then if boarded 0, 0 is greater than 2, or boarded, oh man, okay, so at least 2 rows, 2 columns, that's nice. So boarded with this 1, 0 is greater than 2, or board at h or 0, h minus 1 is greater than 2, board it with minus 1, height minus 1 is greater than 2. No. Hello. Give me, what have I done? Please come back. Okay. It's greater than 4, then if x equals 0, or y equals 0, or x equals width minus 1, or y equals height minus 1, and board at xy is bigger than 3, print no. Okay, otherwise print yes. Yeah, okay. Do I need print writer? Darn, I do. So I think this should be fine then. I'll print no, that's an issue. It's greater than 2. Yes, no, yes, no, yes. If they're multiple answers, print any. Okay. A little slow, but I don't think that's an issue. You're given a permutation, initially permutation. In one operation, you can choose some index and remove either the left or the right from the array. After the removal, the remaining parts are concatenated. Oh wait, you can choose some increasing index and remove one of the two things. Is it possible to make the array length 1 with these operations? Well, if you have how do you do it for this one, for the second one? Oh, so if it either starts with a 1 or ends with a big thing. Apparently not. Oh, I see. So you can move the 1 over. Oh, you can use the 1 to delete the 6. No, you can delete the 6. Then you can make 5 the biggest and then push it over. Oh man. Okay. How do you do this then? So the 2 can delete everything bigger than it. Then something has to delete the 1. So I don't have a very solid solution. It's very hand wavy. Like you might have like a 3, then a 2, and then a 1. So you need something bigger than a 3. Something bigger than the first element. At the end? Is all you care about the first and last element? Yeah, I suppose it is. If that's true, that's super cool. I think that's true. It's pretty cool. You're given an array of n integers from 0 to n. In one operation, you can choose any element in the array and replace it by the max of the elements of the array, of the entire array. So if it's this, we can choose the second element and replace it with a 3. All right, so you want to make the array non-decreasing using at most 2n operations. I see. It's a cool problem. How do you do it? Yeah, it's tricky. I'm tempted to just not look at samples because so far samples have just been massive red herrings. Well, let's say we can dynamically maintain the max. If the max is a 0, we put it in the beginning. Well, how many elements can the max even be? N plus 1, right? Just n plus 1. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is this? So this is like 0, 1, 2, or 3. So we take the max is 0, so we put it here. We take the max is 1, we put it here. Take the max is 2, put it here. Let's try this one. 2, 1, 0. Take the max, it's 3, put that here. Oh, now we take the max and it's 2. Wait, no, now we take the max. So what if we have 1, 2, 3? Well, if we have 2, 1, 3, then we, or 2, 0, 3, 1, 0, 3 rather, then that's an issue. Okay, so that breaks it. So we can delete a 0. So maybe we first try and put the 0 in the beginning. So we delete all zeros, then put a 0 here. Interesting. I've got a couple ideas, just kind of like that I'm thinking of, but nothing too substantial. Oh yeah, I think that's fine. Or is that 3n though? That might be 3n. It's like a delete everything, then 2 operations per position. So if we have like 1 0 0 0 0 0 0, then it turns into 1 2 3 4 5 6. Well, I guess that's a bad example. Because that is increasing. Go to the bathroom. So I think we know what the final array is going to look like. I think we know it's going to be I think we know it's going to be 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 or 5 and then 6 or 7. Well, I guess there's one gap somewhere. We can do one gap. Oh, maybe we just do 1 2 3 4 5 6. Maybe that's it. So we figure out what is the max, put it in its position. Yeah, find the max, put it in its position. Do that again. Okay. So a bunch of people have that because that's an easy. Oh no, wild. It's an easy problem though, I think. If you just repeatedly do that. Yeah, so okay, and now we want to do this while true, I guess. We'll just n times. I guess, well, it's not solved. So if this character is n equal to I plus 1, it's not solved. Otherwise it is solved. Oh well, not solved. Okay. Int max equals the max of A. What do we print? X chosen, okay. So this plus 1. All right, so we have this max. So now, if max is equal to 0, what do we do? That's the part I didn't think about. It's equal to 0, we find the first broken index. Yeah. Okay, so then ants.add put at a at put at equals max, else a at max minus 1 equals max, ants.add max minus 1. And then that should be fine. Okay. Index 1 we set to 0, then we set it to 1. Good. Here we set index 3 to 3. Let's just do it on paper. 2, 1, 0. Set this to 3. Then we set index 1 to 0. Then we set index 2 to 2. Then index 1 to 1. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, 2, 4, 7, 9, 11, that all looks fine. Good.
Well done, sir. A C on problem B.
Oh man, not too bad for the moment. Inversion swap sort metaline has an array A of n integers. A pair of integers forms an inversion. We know what an inversion is. We aren't cyans. No offense against the cyans out there. She recently found a magical paper which allows her to write two indices. Write two indices and swap the values. Being bored, she decides to write down a list of pairs with the following conditions. All pairs in the list are distinct and form an inversion. So we've got a pair of inversions. All pairs are distinct and form an inversion. Okay, all the pairs that form an inversion are on the list. Oh, so it's just a list of inversions. And also, starting from the given array, if you swap indices u and v, then the values, okay, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's wild. Construct such a list or determine that no list exists. That is crazy. If there are multiple answers, you may find any. That's a crazy problem. Oh, and they even give us the thing. Ah, crazy. Well, this is classic inversion parity, right? Inversion parity matters. Every time we do one of these swaps, we create or delete an inversion. Is that the case? No, that's not the case. If you have duplicates. Which leads to the follow-up question, can it always be done? Wait, how many? Oh, only 1,000 elements. I see. Samples are trash, man. Why? Give me good samples, please. Okay, so 1816 is what this looks like. This is, again, very just unhelpful. Someone said, I forgot who told me this, but they said, if your problem falls apart when you give a good sample, then it's not a good problem. And sometimes that's true. But if your problem set falls apart, if you give a single good sample, then I think it's often fair to say it's not a good problem set. Like, I guess, okay, I'm not being entirely fair. This had good samples. Those were good. Okay, so we have two inversions. We can swap the 8 and the 1 first, and we get 186. And then we can swap the 1 and the 6. Then we get 681. Otherwise, you can have 1. One 6 1 8. You can swap these two, then you got 1 1 6 8. I see. Any solves? A couple solves on integer game as well. What's the point difference? They're the same. So we should read this at least. Interactive problem. Two people are playing a game, which they decide who is the king of problem settings. You have 3 piles of stones, A, B, and C, which are 3 distinct positive integers. The first player chooses an integer y and gives it to the second player. The second player adds y stones to one of the piles with a condition that he cannot choose the same pile in 2 consecutive turns. So he has 1 choice each turn, I think. The second player loses if at any point the 2 piles contain the same number of stones. First player loses if 1,000 turns have passed, and the second player hasn't lost. So probably the first player always wins, I'd imagine. Maybe the second player always wins. Oh, I see. It's a cool game. So you have to solve the game and then show how you solved it. Which I guess could be interesting. It might also suggest that it's always like one of the players, but they don't tell you who it is. To the 12, huh? If any pair of numbers are the same, game's over. Oh man, this is not what I would expect. Okay. If any pair of numbers are the same. Again, no samples, man. Yeah, okay. Seems tricky. Seems like you might need to do like a DP to figure out Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not it. Maybe there's a better way of playing as the second player. Oh, what if you double? So like 10 to the 9th over 2, right? So now if we pick this, then this is going to be, or let's say we just pick 10 to the 9. Yeah. So first turn 10 to the 9, so now this is 2 times 10 to the 9. And now we pick 2 times 10 to the 9. Oh, now we have this problem. Which is if we have 2 big numbers, then there's an issue. So really we're concerned with like the pairwise differences, these 2 differences and these 2 differences. Let's go back to E for a moment then. You have to hit all of the inversions and sort it after swapping all of them. So it seems like I kind of need these 2 problems, and then after that might not be the end of the world. Like after that is where things get hard. But these 2 are stupid. Who's a stupid American? It's definitely an alt. I've seen him in the AC Discord too. Yeah, so it looks like I need these 2 for sure, and then these are bonus. Well, what if things are the same? So what if we have like 2, 1, 1? Then this is an inversion, and this is also an inversion. Yeah, so every time we swap, if it's like if we have 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 2, 1, 1 have different answers, I think. I think 3, 1, 2 is an example where it's impossible. Wait, no, it's not. So this one, you do this first and this second for 2, 1, 1. For 3, 1, 2, you also do this first and the second. So you have 2, 1, 3. Oh, interesting. But it might matter still. There's no way it's just doing it backwards. That would be insane. Well, this is the same problem, man. The exact same problem as this one. Do this. Swap these two. Now you have 6, 1, 8. Do this. Well, yeah, it's unhelpful. I'm just finding patterns and things that don't have patterns. Like, there's no way that. Why would that be true? It's kind of ridiculous. Okay, so we can check if it's sorted. We can sort it. I guess let's just try this. Yeah, third j to o dot j. Well, yeah, okay, so t equals 100. N equals 5. Array A equals get an array of length n. A at j is greater than A at I. Pairs dot add pair I to j. Okay, so now okay, do all the swaps. Yeah, okay. What? Why is this happening? If A at J should be less than 210, 201. No, this should be fine. Right, you swap these two, then you swap these two. The J's are different, compare J's. Oh wait, 0 or 1, 2, 0, that's fine. Okay, so this is this and this, I see. So that's a very obvious case. Just take the original and reverse it. First you need to swap the 1, then swap the 2. Yeah, okay. I have an idea, but I'm gonna go to the bathroom first. All right, time for caffeinated sugar water. So the idea is that you can like kind of choose, like if you look at all the inversions for a given position, you can choose who stays there. And then from that, you can be somewhat smart, I think. How much time do we have? Yeah, okay. We can get E though. So if you have like, let's look at the last thing. Whatever's biggest. Yeah, whatever's biggest. We'll put that one last. So this is the last of those 4 to keep. Now, how do we do the other ordering of the things? Well, yes, in this case, we're going to have to swap these two, right? That's an issue. Like that turns into an issue because then we lose the important inversions we may have. So these two are swapped. But this one is like fixed now. Well, if we've got like a 3, 2, 1, what about that? and we want to keep this. We would also like this, and then we also have this extra one here. So first we move the 3 and the 1. And then we have this 2. Yeah, that's an issue. This is a dumb idea. Yeah. This negative compare. So 2, 0, 1. Yeah, swap it first, yeah. Oh, is this an Euler tour thing? How'd we... Yeah, what if we solve it first and then we waste our moves? Well, that doesn't work, as we've seen with the 3, 2, 1 example. This, then like this, then like this. Well, this is an interesting problem that I don't know how to do. So, oops. I guess maybe I should look at F instead. Holy cow, Ekner-Walla. Yikes. Should I even read G? Maybe I should. If other people are getting it. Given a tree with n vertices, you're allowed to modify the structure of the tree with the following multi-step operation. Choose any 3 vertices, A, B, and C, such that B is adjacent to both. For every vertex D other than B, for every vertex that is adjacent to A, remove the edge from D to A and add the edge from D to C. So you've got A, B, C, and some D. Oh, so you skip? You skip them? So keep some of these connected, but move these all over by 2. Okay, yeah, I think I see what happens. Oh, and then what do we do? Delete the edge connecting A and B and add that to vertex C. Make it a star. No samples yet again. They literally give one sample, which is this one here. Oh my goodness, man. Yeah, 10 to the 18. I think it's always possible in n-2 or something, right? Equivalently, we just delete an edge. So if we know what the root is, then if we've got some tree, we know what the root is going to be. And we can delete 2 things of a path instantly. Maybe I should be spending time on F instead. Okay. So problem F, you've got your 3 piles. We want to force 2 of them to be the same, or determine that the checker won't be able to find the strategy to make 2 of them the same. So what would it look like if that's going to be the case, if 2 of them are going to be the same? Well, that means that this difference here, D1, has to be the same as D2. Because if not, then I can always handle it. So D1 and D2 have to be the same in order for me to lose. So how do you make D1 and D2 the same? Well, if you have something like 5, 3, and 1, then currently the differences are going to be 2 and 1. Well, it's not really the same. Either the same or 0. So if we can ever add to the bigger one, it's probably helpful to do that. If we can't add to the bigger one, we can always add whichever one is smaller. We can like subtract out the smaller one from the 2. So the differences are 2 and 1. And if we add 1, then we get 4, 5, and 1. Yeah. So now the differences become 1 and 3. Ooh, was that an issue? Now we try and add 1. Oh, I suppose we try and add 2. If we add 2, then we'll get... We have to add 2 to this one. What if you have 3? So if you can get like a big number and then a almost big and then a small number, if you can somehow get that, then you should be able to solve it every time, because you'll have this difference 1, this difference 2. Like you'll have like 100 and then like a million, like 10 to the 9 or something. So then if you suggest adding, oh, and also they also most recently added to this almost big. Yeah. I think this is doable, though. We just have to figure out how. Well, of course it's doable. It's a problem with the solution that a bunch of people have solved, but I think we'll be able to get it. I don't know if I'm speaking in plural either. Five, 4, 1. That's the special one. Then what if we do +2? Okay, so how do we get to this position here? I guess this is the other winning state. So 10 to the 9, 2 and 1. Maybe we can't. Maybe that's the answer. So I guess 2 on 4 is the simplest example. So that's the jump of 1 and then a jump of 2. So what do we suggest? If we suggest jumping 2, they have to take the 1. So we can suggest the bigger of the 2 always. Well, maybe not. So now we have 6, 2, and 1. This is 4, this is 1. What if we suggest 4? If we suggest 4, then we have 6, 5, and 2. So 1. Yeah, okay, I think that's it. So repeatedly suggest just this number, right? Or is that it? What happens if we do that? Okay, yeah, I think I see how to do it. Alright, so single test case? Yeah. So we're given these 3 numbers, and then we want to play as player 1. Okay. I think we can always win with that. Get the sorted version, and now what do we do? Okay, so if A at 0 is equal to, I guess this is well true, huh? So if A at 2 minus A at 1 is equal to A at 1 minus, this is all sorted. That's not necessarily a good thing. Wait, maybe I haven't solved it. 5, 4, 1. this doesn't solve it. Because then they can move the bigger one in the next turn. It's very unfortunate. Okay. Back to the drawing board. So this 4-2-1 was a good example, I think. If we take this bigger number, we can, the bigger difference, we can always add that here. Does this wind up being some like GCD thing? Extended Euclidean? Oh, if all the gaps are even, we can divide them all by 2. I see. If they're all even, we can divide them all by 2. Maybe we add 1, this turns into a 3. Maybe we add, but we can't pick this one anymore. Well, if you add 1, then they have to make this one, so then it's got to be 4, 3, 2 here. So now we would like to make this even if we could. But we can't force that to happen. So if we add 1, then this can be 5, 3, 2. But the amount we can make is going to be these 2 here. So that's a plus. Oh, that's even though. Darn. So, okay, plus 1 then. That's 5, 4, 5, 4, 2. Can't pick this one. Now plus 1, so it would be 5, 4, 3. And plus 1, then it would be 6, 4, 3. You can't pick this. We could add plus 2 to change the group that we're looking at. Yeah. But we can never choose for certain. So is their choice. Like they can make us use the version we don't like, because they always are going to have a choice between two things that are like one's of the right parity, one's of the wrong parity. Well, this is going to be an issue because I need to start figuring these out. Oh, wait. No, that's... Well, maybe it's just never possible to do. Maybe... Maybe you'll never be trapped. So if you have your A, B, and C, if you have like some number, you can add to A if you can. Well, I guess what do you want to avoid happening? When do you lose? You lose if the two differences are the same and you can't add to A. That's your losing condition. When else would you force two things to be the same? Well, obviously you can't add to A, because if you can add to the biggest one, then you're fine. So you have to avoid this being the same. Like, that's the condition you need to avoid. The two jumps having the same value, and you just created that by adding to A. So how might you create that? You might create that by adding A into the wrong position. You could fix that by probably adding C into that position. Yeah, that is the only time you lose, right? I think that's the only time you lose. Okay, so now when might that be the case if you create that difference? So why would you have done that? Well, you could have added to C instead. The only reason you couldn't have added to C is if this was like the X. That wouldn't be possible, because then they wouldn't be equal. So you can always add to C instead. Right, so that you can fix by adding to C. Okay, so what else would there be? You could have A, B, and C. You might add a certain number to B. Well, you could fix it by adding to B, or adding to C. I think you could also fix it by adding to B. Yeah, you could also fix it by adding to B instead. So you won't create it, you won't like die on account of the A moving. What about on account of the B moving? So that means the B moves to this position. Well, in this case, if you added to the A, then you would be fine. So A would be your fix for that. Can C also fix it? Yeah, C could also fix it. And then your final choice, final thing that would kill you, is moving C. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, so we just have to avoid creating a case where we lose. And we want to play second always. Okay. So what happens if we print second? If you're playing second and complete 1,000 turns without losing, the interactor will print 0 and finish the interaction. Okay. First player put that, then the second player must print 1, 2, or 3, indicating which pile. Okay. So int to add equals this. Okay, if to add equals 0, then return. That means we win. All right, so we want to avoid the differences being the same. Okay, if sorted at 0 equals sorted at 1, or sorted at 1 equals sorted at 2, then return true. These are all longs, rather. Okay. So now, if this is the case, return true. If sorted at 2 minus sorted at 1 equals sorted 1 minus sorted at 0, then also return true, return false. When's the last played? This is a long one. If sorted at 2 is not equal to last played, return false. Okay. All right. So what do we need to do to add to this? Doesn't really matter. Okay. So now we're adding some certain value. If last pile is not equal to 0. A at 0 plus equals to add. If bad, a last played at 0. Rinse this out 1. Continue. A at 0 minus equals to add because we don't actually want to do it. Oh, and then also last pile equals 0. One, two, then this is, and these are all 2s. Okay. I think that should be fine. So let's say the original numbers are 5, 2, 6. They want to play second. Okay, so we'll add 1. They add that to pile 2. So now it's 5, 3, 6. Okay. So now maybe we want to add 1 as well. Okay, so now it's, oh, we can't do that. What's going on? Second. Okay, so add 1. Now it's 5, 3, 6. Add 1 again. Why is that the case? You can add 1 to 6. 5, 3. Man, I'm wrong again. This is an interesting case. 6, 5, 3. If you add 1, you want to add it to the biggest thing. Well, if we add it to 6, then we get 7, 6, 7, 5, 3, which is a loss, because then we can't handle a 2. But if we add it to the 3, then we get 6, 5, 4. Or 6, 5. Yeah, 6, 5, 4. Six, 5, 4 should be fine though. So what about 6? So 6, 5, 3, where we've added to the 3 is an issue because 1 breaks us then. Is that the parity argument? Did I just blank on it before? So if we've got 4, 2, 1, now like add 1. So now it's 5, 2, 1. But you can't add to the 5. Now add 1 again. Yeah. So now, or add this difference. So now it's going to be 5, 3, 1. Now they're all odd. What about 4, 1, 0? Add 1, so we have to add it, or add this difference. We have to add it to this. So now it's going to be 5, 1, 0. We can't add to this anymore. Now, oh, see, now we've got the problem. 4. I get 5, 4, 1. And I guess we could add 0. Now we get 5, 4, 1 or something. Or I suppose we could add 6. Get a 4. Add 4, there you go. So you had 4, then this is 9, 4, 1. Now you're here. Now you can add 3. If you add 3, then you get 9, 7, 1. So this is a difference of 1 now. This is a difference of 3, which is what we started with. What was this break case that we had? So if you have 6, 5, 3, and you played the 3 last, then you're in trouble. Because this is a 2, and this is a 1. Happy 4th of July. If we add, what if we were to add to the 6 instead? Well, 6, 5, 3 is a really annoying case to lose on. So like this is x and this is 2x, and you've lost on that. Then if they ask you for x, then you're in trouble. You also can't have A, B. Yeah, so that's one break case. You also can't have this where this is X. And this is also X. And you can't play A, because then you can't handle X. We can make these variables that might be more helpful, more general. The C, if you add an X to this, that's impossible. If you add an X to this, you get 2X and 2X. Is there any other way to get, like, to force this out? So if you're at, what if you have A, B, C, and you played B last? This is an X. Takes that many to get to B. So the problem is if we couldn't add this to A without causing this distance to be the same as this distance, that will never happen. Yeah, that never happened. Because would I not be able to add some number to A? Oh, but it might be this distance here. It could be this thing. So if that's X, like what's going to be the defining? Is there like some simplification that I'm not seeing? Like if we only look at the differences, what happens? What do you... So if it's like a +5, that's the same as this -5 and this one +5. So 5 shifted in this quantity. If you have like a +5 here, that'll shift 5, or C minus A might be more helpful. Yeah. So we have some numbers that sum to 0. We have 3 numbers that sum to 0. How much time? I'm running out of time. Time waits for no one. How much do I need this? Quite a bit. Quite a bit. Daniel's got it even. Good job, sir. That loses. We also have, what was the example? So it was 1, 2, minus 3. But the last thing we gave was to minus 3. Man, dude, I'm just not seeing it. Maybe go back to E. So we have a bunch of pairs of, like a bunch of inversions. We have to find all of the inversions. We have to make all the swaps so that it winds up sorted. Is it easier to go backwards, maybe? So 1 needs to go there, 2 needs to go there, and then 3 needs to go here. Now we need to handle all swaps of length 2. It's kind of silly. Yeah, I guess maybe a brute forcer for E might be helpful. Instead shuffle, okay. So what is this going to be? We'll have the so shuffle all the pairs, and then if it works, then print the pairs and break. Yes, all these are possible. All right, so at least now we know it's always possible. Maybe let's look at things with size 4. One zero four one. So what are our inversions? This, that's it. So they're disjoint, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. 2113 is not really super interesting, but I guess we'll draw it anyway. So it's this one and then this one. So first we need to swap this outer one and this one. So then you get 1 1 2 3 and then 1 1 2 3. Okay. 2 0 3 0. That's interesting. So that, and that. So what do you do if you swap 0 and 3 first? Okay, so you get 0 0 3 2. 2 more swaps. 0 0 2 3. I guess this one's interesting. 3, 0, 2, 2. So the inversions are just all pairs here with the first thing. So you do 0 and 3, this one, then you get 2, 0, 2, 3, those two remaining, then 0 and 2, okay, then 2, 0, 2, 3, then 0, 2, 2, 3. Four, 0, 2, 1. Got this, 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 and this. So first we swap 0, 2. First we take this out. Interesting. So now it's 2, 0, 4, 1. Now 0 and 3. 4, 0, 2, 1. 0 and 3. Oh, I guess, yeah. Oh, maybe it's like a divide and conquer sort of thing. So we need yeah, maybe that's it. So if you have like a bunch of positions, if we look at all of the things that cross some index, it's got to be all things less than and all things greater than that index. Okay. Well, I can answer this first part. The answer is always going to be yes. What about how do we do this? I guess there are multiple ways. So four, three, two, one. Okay. So first you swap 1, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 3, 0, 2, 0, 3. So you do 3, 4, 1, 2. Now the middle two, 4, 1, 3, 2. And the big one. Then, or wait, then 1, 3, 4, 2. So now it's 2, 4, 3, 1. What? 0, 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2. Okay, now we have 1, 4. Then we have 2, 2, 1, 4, 3. Let's swap these two. Wait, can you just do that? 4, 3, 2, 1. We can do this, this, this. 3, 4, 2, 1. Then 2, 4, 3, 1. 1, 4, 3, 2. Oh man, really? Damn. That works. That's insane. So can we just repeatedly is that true for bigger numbers? One, two, one. Yeah. Well, I guess maybe 6 is too big. What about 5? So if we have some array, we want the smallest thing to become first. Smallest thing has edges with everything before it. Three, one, two. Yeah, I would really like this problem. So you can, well, we can solve anything going backwards like that. What if it's not quite going backwards? Do we want the tree? Is the tree important? The inversion tree? So I guess it'll be like, what? It'll be, well, what does 312 look like? Looks like that. Does this tree lose information though? If we have a 0, if we have a 5 though. Yeah, it loses information. Or maybe it doesn't. The 5 would be here. Yes, the preorder of the tree is important. You have an inversion to everything after your preorder. Everything smaller than you is after you, which is really no different. Tree's just longest increasing subsequence. I'm not seeing it, man. I'm not seeing it. Oh, we want to remove just that inversion. We want nothing else to change. Yeah, duh. Oh, that's so... Wait. repeatedly swap two things that are adjacent by value. Does that work? Oh man, what is this? So yeah, damn it, dude. It's just two things that are closest by value. So we have like 1, 2, 2, or 2, 2, 1. Swap these two. Yeah. How do I do this? Yeah, okay. Just slow down for a minute. Okay, so I need to find the closest of all inversions. I want the ones sorted by value. Yeah. Damn. Not enough time. Yeah. Ah. Is less than, okay, then just move pair, ij, values are ai and aj. Okay, so then we need to repeatedly find the closest difference. So pair min equals pairs dot remove, pairs dot first, pairs dot remove min for pair p and pairs at pairs at min dot I. So remove it from I, remove from J, and then we're fine, okay? And then we just need this add method. Yeah, unfortunate.